Hey guys, what's up? Beast and Beast Toys here coming at you. Gonna do an opening of a number 177 Sci-Fi. Never had Sci-Fi as a kid. Did not get him for some reason. There was several figures in this wave and when I was a kid that I never got a hold of. I did borrow from my cousin, as I always tell that story sometimes, how I used to get some of his figures. I had two cousins, and one got everything. The other one got almost everything. And me, I just got what I could get when I could. My cousin that got everything, I never understood how they afforded it. I think his dad was a plumber, which made really good money. But Mom, my aunt, did not work. I don't ever remember her working. And she passed when I was pretty young, too. And I mean, he did all this before my aunt passed away, but at any rate, I never understood. But hey, whatever. I would go over there and borrow all kinds of stuff from him. So, got lots of goodies here, but check it out. So I borrowed a lot of his toys at times, and it was, whatever. I got whatever I could, borrowed sometimes, and some of it never made it back. I ended up with some as I got older down the road. Obviously never asked for it back. I tried at times. A few years back, went over to his house. He gave me a box full of a lot of junk, a lot of loose parts. And I don't know what had happened over the years. I would say since, my aunt passed, the thing I noticed was his dad let some crap, like that basement probably went to crap. Like I think a lot of stuff just jumbled up in it, and he wouldn't let me go in. He wouldn't let me go in there. He's like, "Oh, I'll get it and bring it out." I'm like, "Oh, I can go help." No, it's all right. I got one of those deals. So I think he trashed it. I think that basement was just trash. So I got some of those toys and the parts. Most of it was dirty and just I think it had been sitting, maybe half molded. I don't know. It was a weird deal. And the upper part of the house was fairly fine. You let that basement go to crap, but at any rate, I never did get a hold of anything else I really wanted. So, all right. Looks like you plug this in here. Well, here, let's show him really fast without the helmet. Anyway, he is a cool character. I will say that. I find him. Always liked his green and silver outfit. So here he is, and we're gonna doll him up with some actual stuff. We got a neat little blast effect here. Excuse me for the weapon. His helmet is it's a harder plastic sort of. I'm trying to get where I can put it on. So now we got it on. And then you can pick whichever visor you want. I think we go with the original. Well, you can we'll put it on. I'll put it on for you real quick and show it, but I think I'm going to like the other one better. It does have a nice fit to it. Now see, you can make an army of sci-fis with just the visor. And yeah, he definitely looks sci-fi. It makes me think of an alien, a creature in a human form, but an alien you can't see their face, something to that nature. That's what oh geez, you don't want to lose that part. That's a small little visor. Small. And I always drop stuff, just cannot keep a handle of it. I like his weapon. I'll show that here in a minute. I'm definitely digging the weapon. But let's try to get this on. This is the not so fun part, figuring out which side it goes. I think I had it upside down here. Let's get it on. Let's put it on here, and then let's go from there. So I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at this and messing with it, I almost feel like this one's kind of odd. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't even know if I have it on right. I feel like it's not. No, I think I had it on right the first time. Yep, I did. Okay, so here he is with this new visor. So this is the look we're really going for. Love the gun. I think it's cool. I'm not so sure. The one neat part about this, I think, and this is a figure. Here's what I'm going to say about this. Neat part about this, I think we got a figure that was supposed to go along with the game Operation Blackout, I believe. Because originally, here's the story, guys, and if you don't know this, you need to know this. These classified figures were based off a video game. Some people would tell you that's true. Some people will tell you that's not. I'm going with the true part because I bought the game and played it. And I played all the way through it. I beat the game, I played it for a while, messed around. I'm just saying, I tinker around with it, played the game, and I beat it. And I'm telling you, 100%, a lot of these figures were based off of and made for that game. Sci-fi, original character on that game, never got made in the line until now. And what I'm saying is 1 through, I gotta look. All my figures up on my wall. I know roughly 1 through 12-ish were in that game, and that's a rough because a couple of those were not. But I'm saying Cobra Commander was, as he is. Destro, I believe. There was a Storm Shadow and a Firefly. I think the Cobra Island Firefly would match it. Was that? Of course, he was a little later. He was like 22-ish. No. Yeah. 22, I think. 22, 21, 22, 21, 22. 20 to 22, somewhere around there. Anyway, we might have got up that far. But my point is, Lady J, I think, was early on. Duke, the Scarlet, the Roadblock, the first in the top 5-6 characters in the line. Those were based off that video game. And so what I'm coming around to is Sci-Fi was also in that game. I got to go back and look. This may be pretty close to the actual look of the Sci-Fi in the game. So we did not get him early on, which was, that to me was the big surprise. What I'm getting at is we got almost every figure that was produced in that game, but we did not get a Sci-Fi. And that was spoken about at least 3 years ago or more by a handful of people out there that knew this. Okay, so knee joints are good and tight. I think I checked a minute ago, but I'm going back checking them again. So we get the look of, this looks a lot like him, and the weapon is a modernized kind of a sci-fi type weapon, and it looks really cool. I like this blue bulb blast effect, very cool. At any rate, so there you have it, guys. There's your Sci-Fi 177. It's a good wave, got a lot of good figures in it. We did not get much in Cobra. We got the Grim Viper, which I did a video prior to, so you can check that out if you want. It's a nice figure. To me, the best version. The best version of my Range Viper, and there it is. I was like, man, I just lost something. So, I'm telling you, always something. Always dropping something. Always dropping ish on here, right? Never can get it not to happen. So trying to get that trigger finger in there too. I already feel like it's off track. So let's just go ahead and fix a couple things real quick right now. And I did not fix it. I can feel that. I could not get that trigger finger in there. So there we go. Let's get that back on. There he is. So at any rate, he is a very neat figure, to say the least. Something's not jiving here. Not jiving. I almost was better before I put the thumb in. Now he doesn't want to stay. I almost feel like I screwed something up by doing that. Well, at any rate, he is very much close to, pull that off, very much close to the original. Like I said, he is designed, yeah, I think I jacked something up, because his hand won't hardly hold this rifle very good anymore. I put the trigger finger in and now it's really loose. Always afraid of that. That's one thing I always say, talk about, you know, making sure I get the hands. And yeah, he's not, but I mean, I say that, I can't get the there. I'll just tuck it into his arm a little bit better. Kind of one thing too, I'll say, kind of reminds me of, if you remember the, of course I say because he's sci-fi, remember the miniseries V from back in the mid-'80s, early to mid-'80s. One of my favorite shows as a kid growing up. I just thought that was the coolest thing. Love the laser blasters. Kind of has that look on the top. The scope kind of reminds me, if you ever watched that miniseries, the scope on top reminds me a lot of the scope on the visitors' rifles. So this is all, I mean, it's somewhat close, kind of neat. But not saying they stole a partial design from that, but at the same time, it does have a bit of a look there. So, all right. Well, anyway, there you go. There's your Sci-Fi 177. Got a good story in there. Trying to get old toys back from my cousin that I had or borrowed or he had, but, you know, at any rate. So, yeah, I never had, like I said, never had Sci-Fi. I didn't have a lot in that way, but I did borrow them, and you get, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff coming that's from around that year that he came out. So we're on the right track. I think Mainframe was in that wave as well, or in that grouping. So at any rate, there you have it. Sci-Fi. Go out and get you one if you can. They mostly are still up for pre-order for a while. I just got lucky and got this case from Entertainment Earth. And I do have an extra Sci-Fi I did list on eBay the other day, so I'm going to try to get rid of that. The case came with 2 of him and 2 Grim Vipers, which, like I said, well, you know me, if you watch me and you know me, you know I try to get 2, and I troop build. I talk about troop building frequently, so I did get a Grim Viper, so pulling that straight out of the case, but I did a video already, open one, very cool. Still have Mainframe and wetsuit to do. I'll probably do those tomorrow, later tomorrow maybe. I'm kind of tired tonight, so getting late. Just got home from my ball game, so I want to kind of sit down, unwind for a little bit. I worked the ball game, I went there to watch my kid, but I also got to work at part of the school I work for. But anyway, so I'm tired. I'm gonna wind down, but I did want to do one video, so I decided to do Sci-Fi tonight. Knock him out, get him open, and put him with the group. So anyway, give it a thumbs up, guys. And as always, thanks for watching. And subscribe if you want to get notifications of my videos. And as always, with Sci-Fi, I'm Beast from Beast Toys. We'll see you.